Have you ever noticed that some individuals remain remarkably composed and serene amidst the chaos and pressure of everyday life, while others, faced with the same circumstances, crumble and succumb to stress and worry? This stark contrast in reactions often leaves us wondering what sets these resilient individuals apart from the rest. What is their secret to maintaining composure and tranquility in the midst of life's storms? The answer, my friends, lies in a simple yet profoundly powerful principle. Empty your mind. When your mind is cluttered and noisy, filled with incessant chatter of stress, doubts, and endless thoughts, it's akin to trying to see your reflection in a dirty puddle. No matter how hard you try, the image remains unclear and distorted. But when you learn to quiet the mind, when you create space amidst the chaos, that's when your true reflection shines through, revealing the calmness and clarity that reside within. This isn't just a mystical concept. It's a practice that has been embraced by great masters, philosophers, and successful individuals throughout history. Bruce Lee, the legendary martial artist, once said, "Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water." Why water? Because water, my friends, is the epitome of adaptability. It takes the shape of whatever holds it. It flows around obstacles, finding new paths to navigate. It carves through solid stone, not with brute force, but through consistent, patient adaptation. Water is life. As human beings, we face countless challenges, much like water that encounters rocks and barriers in its journey. Yet water doesn't resist these obstacles. Instead, it flows around them, finding new paths to reach its destination. Similarly, when we encounter problems or setbacks in our lives, we don't need to fight or resist. We can learn to flow around these challenges, adapting and finding new ways to move forward. Just as water erodes even the hardest rock through consistent contact, we too possess the ability to overcome any obstacle through patience and persistence. By emptying our minds, we become like water, my friends. We become formless and shapeless, free from the constraints of rigid thinking and fixed perspectives. We learn to adapt and flow around the challenges of life, finding new paths and solutions that we might not have considered before. In doing so, we discover a sense of inner calm and resilience that allows us to navigate life's journey with grace and ease. However, some might argue that emptying the mind could lead to weakness, both mentally and physically. They believe that a cluttered mind is simply the byproduct of a complex and highly evolved intellect, and that embracing simplicity or even emptiness goes against the grain of our nature. They fear that quieting the mind would diminish our potential for innovation, creativity, and personal growth. But here's the truth, my friends. An empty mind is not a weak mind. It's a mind that has shed the weight of unnecessary baggage, free from the shackles of negative emotions, toxic thoughts, and past mistakes. It's a mind that has room to breathe, to expand, and to grow. A cluttered mind is like a heavy backpack filled with rocks, dragging us down and hindering our progress. But when we empty our minds, we take off that backpack, allowing ourselves to move forward more easily and gracefully. Think about it. How many times have you lost an opportunity because you were stuck in the labyrinth of overthinking? How many moments of joy have you destroyed by replaying old, painful memories? And how many dreams have you put on hold because of fear and doubt? By learning to empty our minds, we free ourselves from these burdens. We open ourselves up to the possibility of new experiences, fresh perspectives, and untapped potential. We discover that the stillness within us is not empty, but rather full of infinite possibilities. So, my friends, I leave you with this simple challenge. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. And in doing so, you'll find the true source of strength, clarity, and resilience that lies within you. Thank you for watching.